Welcome back to the channel. I'll be showing you two good strategies that can be used on either indices or Forex. I'll be showing you an example, and then after we showing you on the real charts. So let's get into this. First step, let's go on a blank page over here. So this is one strategy. It's called the break of structure with the retest of the fair value gap. So say we have a little chart that's going like this. Big break comes down, and we have our break here. Say we have a chart like this, a little messy, obviously, but let's see. So first, we have a break of structure right here. This break very strong. We can even move this a bit more down, make it look nicer. So this would be our break of structure right here. And we'd be hoping that we can find a fair value gap into this area. So now we would drop down to the lower time frame to try to find any smaller fair value gaps. Then we use our Fibonacci tool to try to find our discount area to the 0.5. And overall, on the higher time frame, if this is an uptrend, this would continue to go higher. So this would be one very simple strategy. Next strategy is draw a little chart here. And then after, go. So now we have, this strategy is the buy side and sell side sweeps. Make this a little lower. So now we have our buy side at the top, sell side down here. So now we would be hoping, let's make this a little nicer. My drawings aren't the best, my bad. So now we would hope that when it comes down to this sell side right down here, we would want to see an inversion gap. So right before it breaks right here to the sell side from the previous low, we want to see a nice inversion right through here, right when it comes back into the area, into the mid area. Once we see this, we try to find an inversion on the 5-minute and then an inversion on the 1-minute, just for solid proof that there is a lot of strength coming out back in, and we want to see it come back to buy side. Now let's hop into the charts to show you some real examples. So now for a real example on the charts for buy side and sell side, our second strategy. So here we have sell side right down here on the higher time frame. We'll jump down to the 5-minute and we'll try to find an inversion the second it breaks. Let's see, there's the break on the sell side. Make this a little more visible. So now we have the break. Now we're going to try to see when it comes back into our zone, if we can find, there we go. Let's go back a bit more over here. So now right here, we have a little fair value gap, inversion gap, sorry. When it came back into our zone, come down to the 1-minute. See if we have anything over here, which we do. We have an inversion gap as well on the 1-minute and the 5-minute, and we also have another one up here. So here, I already have these two inversions on both the 5 and the 1-minute. I take an entry right here. I put my stop loss right above these lows, and I take a standard deviation from the lows all the way to the high right here. So I'd always target a -2. It's always a pretty solid entry. Their stop loss, but down here, buy side. So now, just to give you some context, when I'm in this trade, the second it comes to a -1, I wouldn't take partials. I would just move my stop loss to break even, and I just ride it. And then once it comes to -2, depending on how the stock is doing, maybe I would take partials. I take 75% off, and I just let it ride to the -4. If not, if the market is a little jumpy, I would just take full profit at the -2. So let's see how this would work out. There you go. I'll move it just to here because this is a very strong move, so I wouldn't be surprised it comes down to retest one more time. There you go, retest. Yeah. So now we want to see a big push off of this to go hit our -2, which we see that happening right here. And I'm going to tap into it. Let's speed up the charts here. There we go. And there's our tap. So usually once we pass this -1, there's always a lot of consolidation, but eventually 90% of the time it hits that -2, and that would be our full profit. See, here I would take that full profit on the -2 because it was a lot of consolidation and wasn't really the best charts. If we were to see a strong break between past this -2, we would hold, take partials, hold for -4. So that's our first strategy. Now, second strategy, we're gonna be looking at the break of structure and retest of the fair value gap with a nice discount area. Now, this would be our second example, the break of structure. We can see, let's go forward in the time a bit. So right here we have our break of structure. Very strong, clean break right through the low over here. Now we would want to see a retest into this fair value gap. We don't want to see an inversion. We just want to see a retest, a little tap in. This would be on our 1 minute time frame. We can also see that it came right to discount to our 0.5, which is very beautiful on our Fibonacci. Now what we would do is we take a sell position, we put our stop loss. You could either put your stop loss right above the fair value gap, but that's a little risky. It's very tight stop loss. Usually I try to aim right above the last high, and this would be a bearish example. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Fibonacci once again, our standard deviation. We're going to take it from the high to the break of structure, and we would aim for a -2. So as you can see, the standard deviation is an amazing tool to measure your risk. So you come right down to -1, break even. I'm going to move this a bit down so you can see. And now we just pull all the way down. So here, as I said before, this is a very strong break. So I would take partials here, and I'd probably hold to a -4 or take full profits right in the middle in this area. So we'll see what would have happened here. There you go. So reason I say that is because since it was a strong break, on our first example you saw, it just tapped in and it was a lot of consolidation. When we saw a strong break into this -2, it's obvious that we can hold because there's a strong push downside for the momentum that's going to carry us down. In our first example, it was very sketchy, very up and down. So that's why I said that we take full profits on the -2. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. These two strategies can be used on Forex, indices, gold, whatever you would like. Strategy works across all different platforms. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. You got some knowledge out of it. If you did, leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I don't mind. I'll pretty much teach anything. Fairly good in the market. And just subscribe, support the family. Enjoy.